what if you made a really nice deal buying a lot with an existing infrastructure, but you need to design and build the best beach home for you. If you are an expat and wants to live full-time here in this amazing country, or if you are a retiree and wants to enjoy this amazing landscape every day, we need to make sure that the soil where you are going to place the rest of the house is a very good soil. Or if not, no worries, because we have techniques and methods to improve the soil underneath in order to have the proper structure for whatever you want to design and build in a land like this. And this is a step that you cannot skip, or you shouldn't skip this step, because this is, for example, when you want to, how can you design and build a structure or a foundation for a home if you don't know what type of soil is underneath? You don't know if your house is going to be sinking because the soil is percent plasticity, or if you are going to be digging 50 centimeters or 1 meter. If you find rock, for example, the rock is the best scenario for you. You are going to be saving a lot of money, but we don't know that. There is no way to know that if we don't test the soil underneath. If you don't carry out the soil study, the structural engineer is going to be over designing the structure, the footings underneath, because he needs to protect himself for a responsibility, in the future. For example, something happened in the future, and we need to be cost effective during the designing process. For that reason, I always carry out the soil study. This is essential because we are making sure that we have the right depth, the right size of the footings, the amount of rebars, and etc. And we carry out this following my recipe. I mean, the order that I know is the best sequence. In this case, we already have the architecture done. I mean, the main drawings, the floors, the floor plans, the sections, elevations, and etc. And right now, my structural engineer needs to know the composition of the soil to propose the right footings, the right structure. And we are going to receive from the laboratory a report where we can realize if we need to improve the soil, just in case the soil is a bad soil, or we just need to use a typical foundation, which is the best scenario if we find rock. But yeah, the common depth that we use to test the soil ranges from 5 meters to 10 meters. In this case, we are in Playa Madera's area. I know that the soil is not bad. It's a very good soil, but sometimes, depending on the region, we can find rock or cascajo, which is a type of rock. Also, we need to carry out a infiltration test to know how the soil absorbs the water, because, as you know, we need to design and build a septic system, and we are using a leach field. So we need to know the absorption capacity of the soil in order to propose the right element, the right type of pipe, or also the size of the tanks for the septic. But yeah, this is really essential. Also, we use a soil study to design the parking area. For example, in this project that we have an existing infrastructure over here, and in the future my client wants to build a main house over here, we are taking advantage of the land as much as possible, okay, to keep a really high real estate value. So we are going to have a specific parking area just for this guest house. But as you can see, we have a mountain, we have a portion of land here, so we need to cut all this portion of the land, okay, and to build the parking area, because as you know, or as you can see, we have extremely slopes, okay, on the road. So we need to make sure that the cars and the pickups are going to have a smooth driveway, you know, for safety and etc. So obviously we need to build a retaining wall over here, another retaining wall over here, and the last one over there. So when we are using a soil study, we even can design the type of paving stones that we are going to be using here in order to not having issues, for example, the paving stones sinking in the future, or during the winter season, the rains, you know, can harm the paving stones. So the soil study is going to dictate how much beds, let's say beds or layers of, for example, gravel and a special dirt off, or if we need to use a special textile over here. So that's the reason why a soil study is really important, even to design a driveway, for example. At the same time, with a proper soil study, we can determine if this soil that is going to be cut is suitable to fill the other portion of the land. For example, here, because we need to build a single level for the parking area, obviously with a slope to avoid any flood. But yeah, the laboratory is going to determine the composition of this land. Sometimes we can use the 60% of this land to fill the remaining land, and also for compactation. So those are information that we need, that we get from the soil study. So a soil study is very important even when you have an existing infrastructure. It's essential not skipping that step, even for a renovation. When you have a existing full house and you want to add more stories, or you want to add another, patio, pergola, or pool, is necessary to carry out the soil study, especially in this area of the Pacific coast of Nicaragua. You know that we are in a seismic region, so don't forget to carry out a soil testing. Using that special drill with that hammer, we are obtaining the soil samples, and those samples are going to be stored here in this box, in this wooden box, and we are going to be adding the samples here, and we are going to be adding this markups, and this number is the depth. For example, this is 0.45 depth. This is in meters, okay, or 45 centimeters in other words. Yeah, and this is going to be a storage in other a special box, because this is going directly to the lab, to the laboratory, for it properly analyzing. If this content is really helpful for you, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the like button. That helps me a lot to reach out more people that are looking to invest in this amazing country. Hit the bell to be aware of more content like this. If you have any question regarding a soil study or how to start the designing process of a beach home in this beautiful place, please comment in the box below. I'm going to be answering all the questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye bye.